morning, friends. It's Nancy, and as predicted, I finished St. Elmo yesterday. So here's a little flip through. I made this collaged lace closure. It just has two little snaps. So I used a piece of fabric that Catherine gave me, and added some vintage buttons. These are antique shell and bone buttons. This one's bone, the other three are shell. Some crochet, some machine made lace, a little bit of eyelet. This one is a more modern bridal lace. And the book itself is about 5 inches by 7.5 inches and about nearly 1.5 inches across. It has 6 signatures and it's a hidden hollow back spine. Okay, so inside I used a crocheted doily to make this little pocket here, and inside I have 2 authentic calling cards. I backed them with a little bit of folder because they were in pretty rough shape. This one actually had a bend right through it, so I wanted to make sure that they were going to remain safe and stiff. I think it's interesting that both of them have a corner bent, and I think that I'd have to look it up, but I think there's some sort of meaning that if you leave a calling card with a bent corner, it meant something. I'm not sure. In my video yesterday, I showed how I made this collaged lace frame around the title page of the book, and I added this photograph of a young lady from, I believe it was a 1908 magazine. Lots of writing space in this one, various papers, some book pages. This book page came from a book about the history of the RCMP, but for some reason it had a lot of advertisements in it. This page here, the colored part is from an antique autograph album, and I have several of these in here in different colors. It was a little short, so I stitched on some tea-dyed memo book paper just to give it a little more length. This is a genuine envelope that's stamped 1899 from Washington. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the city. And it flips out. Look at the back of that envelope. Isn't that neat? And inside I've made this faux cabinet card of a lady with her little dog. And it's got some vintage, it's a paper from an envelope actually, for writing space. And it flips out. This is a page from a vintage bird book. I've got one of these pages in every signature. And some vintage lace to make a pocket. And again, here's another cabinet card I've made. This is some ruffled sari silk. And there's that autograph album page I was telling you about. And this is 2 layers of tracing paper that I've tea-dyed and done some stitches on. And I have used a tea-dyed price tag and this little cutout from that same 1908 or 1909 magazine. I guess it doesn't really matter. And I made this cabinet card, this time with some tea-dyed paper. I've made a little cluster here. It includes some lace from a handkerchief. This is a cutout, fussy cut from a book. And this is from an antique player piano roll box. This is the label that was on the end of the box, and the song is called The Lark. It's from the original book. More tea-dyed paper. That's from an address book. This is an illustration from the original book. And again, I've used that tea-dyed tracing paper again. Another cluster that I made. Here's a big cabinet card that I made. Isn't she pretty? This is from a book about the meaning of flowers. This is it's sort of like a grainy blue colored tracing paper, and I folded it in half so you can tuck something in there and still be able to see it. This is a genuine carte de visite, and I thought this one was really cool because it has a pink border and background. And this photo was taken in Sigourney, Iowa, and it's John Campbell from Martinsburg, Iowa. Tuck John back in there. Page from Emma, the Jane Austen novel. This is hand knitted lace, as opposed to this, which is hand crocheted. This is a genuine postcard, and it was taken in Toronto. This is William Macer, Chippewa. Best regards. This is tea-dyed paper that my Crafty Crush Catherine from Sunnyside Journals made for me. It's my last piece. I made this little tag for this pocket. And that is St. Elmo. I will be listing this in my Etsy shop. If you're seeing this video, it has been listed. So if you're interested in taking a look, the link is in the description. Thanks so much for joining me today. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.